Hi. So I missed you last week. I ran into a slight problem and lost all my footage somehow, so I ended up replacing it with something a bit different. So now we're going to have two shows showing simultaneously every week instead of just one. One will be much shorter, and I'm titling it Unlettering, and then we'll have this not a cooking show. Anyway, this week when I was looking online, I found this recipe called French onion beef stroganoff. Thank you, Morgan. It does say prep time is 5 minutes and cook time is 45 minutes. However, I started prepping half an hour ago. So it really is relative what you consider prep time. Prep time may be from the first minute you start pulling things out of the cupboards and the fridge and whatnot, or it may be considered just from the time that you have everything ready and then you're prepping it to get it into the meal so that you can cook it. But I am not so good that I'm going to be able to put all this together in 5 minutes. Pretty sure. So I'm a little confused by that because I have to cook noodles. I've already got the water ready to boil. I still need to cook the meat, and so I'm a little concerned about a little confused about the prep time versus the cook time. But I mean, let me see. Maybe it's because it doesn't take 45 minutes to cook by the time I've completed the first 5 minutes of prep. Maybe it's just a compilation of a little bit cooking here, a little bit cooking there, all throughout, which adds up to 45 minutes, which would make a lot of sense. So I guess we're gonna find out, because I've never done this recipe before, just like all the rest of them that I've done so far. And your guess is as good as mine how this is gonna turn out. So I did look through the ingredients, and I kind of have everything. I am cheating a little bit. I do have the 2 pounds of beef steak, cubed, all ready to go. And it's asking for kosher salt and black pepper, again, to taste. I've seen that an awful lot in these recipes. I don't know what kosher salt is. I guess I could have Googled it on my phone, but I didn't. So I have sea salt. Yeah, I wonder how many of you are shaking your heads. Or maybe you're going thumbs up. I don't know. But that's what I'm using in place of kosher salt. If somebody can maybe put in the comments what kosher salt is, that would be great. I mean, I could also look it up, but if I had time to look up everything that was in my ingredients, then I'd probably do just more than one show every week. Anyway, another thing that as I went down, it mentioned 3 onions. I only have 1. So I'm not even sure if that's gonna affect the recipe a whole lot or not, but there's really not a whole lot that I can do about that. I didn't realize I only had 1 until I went and checked. So I make do with what I got and hope for the best. It's also asking for egg noodles, and I don't have egg noodles. I do have fettuccine, and they wanted 3 cups. I have about 2.5 cups, so I'm about short half a cup of noodles as well. And then it calls for 1.5 cups grated Gruyere or Swiss cheese, but I had to use Gouda. So will that make that much of a difference? I don't know. I mean, maybe one day I'll actually have all the accurate ingredients that it calls for. Maybe that'll make a big difference in how my recipe turns out, right? Maybe that's been the culprit all along, me just not having all the accurate ingredients. I do try. Again, as I said, I don't have the time to specifically go out and find the ingredients for these recipes, but maybe that might change. So my husband has to work at 6:30. It's 5:08. So my goal is to get this prepared and made in time for him to actually eat before he has to go to work. So let's get to it. Very first thing that it says, in a large bowl, toss the beef with salt, pepper, and a 1/4 cup flour to lightly coat. Okay. Woo! Just about knocked my broth all over the floor. I've done worse things in the kitchen. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened. Okay, so we have our beef. I'm going to throw that into this bowl. Doesn't look very appetizing. That's why I was smelling it. It's pink on one side and brown on the other. Hopefully that's, oh my gosh, look at the size of these cubes. Like seriously. I think I need to cut them down a little bit more. I mean, those are ginormous. Is ginormous an actual word? I don't know, but I like it. I'm gonna use it. I already use it. As I cut these down in half. Which again, I wasn't expecting to do. I'm wondering, oh, I just took a piece that I just cut in half, right back out again. Not even paying attention to what I'm doing. I should actually be watching myself as I cut these in half, instead of trying to read at the same time, because that's how you cut your fingers off. Isn't it? So, I don't know, these are still pretty big. Even though I've cut them in half, they're still pretty big pieces of meat. Like, I don't know, what size? It just says cubed, but it doesn't say how big. It doesn't say like 1/4 cubed or whatever. It just says cubed. So I'll just keep cutting down these ginormous pieces of meat until I think that most of them are decent size. Although I still think that some of them are still way too big. And see, I'm kind of cheating now. I'm cutting some of the ones that I've cut in half again, because I just think they're too big. I don't know. Well, that'll have to do, because then I can be here all day futzing over the size of the meat, and that's not what I want. So with salt and pepper to taste, so I'm just gonna, I don't even know, right? As I've always said in every other one of my videos, I don't know how much salt is enough. I guess that comes with experience. Then we have pepper. I have to go easy on the pepper because Jamie tasted pepper in the last meal I made. She said it was a little bit too hot for her. So we'll just go easy on the pepper, and then my flour, add that. Just kind of push, I have my wedding band on. I should have taken that off before I started this. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't. Too late. Okay, a large bowl, toss the beef with salt, pepper, 1/4 flour to lightly coat. Heat the oil in a large, high-walled skillet. Oh, that's another thing. It calls for canola oil, and all I have is virgin oil. Like olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil. Again, I guess the purpose of being specific is for different tastes in your food. So if I'm not following the exact thing it's calling for, I can't expect it to turn out the way it would taste for the person who's made it. I'm going to go wash my hands and I will be back. Alrighty. The water is boiling, so I'm going to put this pasta in now, although I'm supposed to cook it at the same time that I'm cooking my meat, but with my luck, it wouldn't coincide and I'd be waiting for one or the other anyway, so I'm just getting a head start, which I may or may not end up regretting. And I just dropped pasta on the floor, so I'm just going to leave it there for now and hope the dog doesn't try to eat it. So while that's doing its thing, Oh, I need a spoon with the claw spoon. I'll be back. I can't find the claw spoon. Who knows where it disappeared to? So I'm just going to use a fork. I'm just trying to separate the pasta so that it's not all sticking together. I find that when it sticks together, it gets hard on the ends when it's fully cooked, and then it's kind of crunchy. So I like to try to have it all separated. So my meat's good, and now I'm supposed to heat the oil in the frying pan. 2 tablespoons of oil. Okay, let's do this. Now, in my last video where I lost all my footage, I actually had 2 cameras set up. But I didn't do that this time because I have 3 SD cards. One now is corrupt, which left me with 2. But one of my SD cards it's huge. And for whatever reason, neither one of my computers will read it. So I can only use 32 gigs and smaller. So I need to get an extra card if I want to run 2 cameras. So I'm back down to 1 camera this week. I could have just shown you what was happening over here and then talked over top of it, and I was tempted to do that, but then I changed my mind. So anyway, who knows? I have a friend though who said they might be able to recover my lost footage. So if that happens, that would be awesome. And you will be the first to know. Okay, so heat the oil in a large skillet. I guess it would help if I actually turned on the heat, which I wish I had already done. Oh, that was loud. So I don't even know if this is going to be large enough. But the reason why I chose this beautiful cast iron pan is because later on I'm going to finish cooking this in the oven. So it needs to be able to go in the oven later on. Which means I probably should preheat my oven. It doesn't tell me to do that, but I'm going to right now. Get her ready for when I need it. Okay, so as I heat the oil in a large skillet, asking for a high-walled skillet over medium-high heat, working in batches. Sear the beef on one side until it develops a deep brown crust. Then flip and sear on the other side, about 8 minutes total. Remove the beef from the pan and repeat with the remaining meat. So this is what I mean by, this must be part of the 45-minute cooking time. So I find that it's really interesting because I've never seen that done in a recipe quite like this before. So makes sense. As long as we're eating by 6:10-ish, so that my husband has time to get to work, he might have to eat pretty fast or just take a few bites and then take the rest to work with him. I'm not sure. I didn't mean to start so late today. It was just one of those busy days. And I did try to find something that doesn't take too long. 45 to 50 minutes is actually pretty quick. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, this is getting pretty warm now. So I'm going to put in some of this meat. It's telling me to cook in batches, but I think I'm going to be able to fit it all in there at once without it doubling up. Probably because the pieces of meat are so big. Not that that makes a lot of sense. I'm trying to get the meat out just one piece at a time now because I still have quite a bit of flour in this bowl. And by sliding it into the pan, I was dragging the flour into it as well, and I don't think that's what I should be doing. All right. So the pan doesn't appear to be quite warm enough, even though I have it on medium-high heat. Maybe it wasn't as warm as I thought it might be at this point. Whew! The steam is heating me up. Oh yeah, I can hear it sizzling away. I guess it's warm enough. So 8 minutes, I guess. So we're at 520. So at 524, I'll turn those babies over. Now it doesn't tell me how long I'm supposed to cook the noodles for. Because later on it's like, as you wait for the sauce to thicken, this is quite a few steps later, because there are 8 steps. You're supposed to cook the noodles according to the package, drain and set aside. So, as I've mentioned before, I'm not really great at knowing when the noodles are ready, despite what the package says. So I'm just going to taste test them and see if the texture tastes right to me. That's the only way I can determine if they're ready or not. Hot. Okay, so burning my milk off. Pretty close. Not quite. Now, I've heard the term al dente used before when it comes to pasta. I don't know what that means. Again, I could probably look it up. Like I said, if I spent all the time looking up things that I'm unsure about, I'd be spending way too much time online where I could be getting other things done. So, I'm guessing al dente means not quite cooked. We're just on the verge of being fully cooked, but I could be wrong. Again, if somebody wants to put in the comments what exactly it is, I would appreciate that. Okay, so we have 2 more minutes for the meat, and then I can turn those over. Okay. So we'll wait for another 6 minutes for the meat to get completed, and then we'll carry on with the rest of the recipe. Okay, so my meat's been cooking for 8 minutes, and I'm a little concerned because, yeah, it's brown on all sides, but it's crunchy brown, like crusty. Like, I'm not sure if it's supposed to cook to the point where it's crunchy. Crunchy beef squares. I don't know. Anyway, it's done. And what I've done is I've just removed the pasta and I've put it off to the side right now since it's done as well. Remove the beef from the pan and repeat with the remaining meat. Okay, that's all done. Alright, so I'm going to put the meat in the lid of the cast iron skillet that it happens to be in right now. Owie! And that's a hot. Don't do that. Oh. I think I'm going to use the wooden spoon instead. Let's try that again. Alright, so I removed it. I don't really want that to cook anymore because I'm afraid the remaining bits are going to burn and then it'll taste bad. It says melt the butter in the pan and reduce heat to medium. And it's at medium. I'm so confused. It was at medium the whole time. Anyway, oh, medium high. I understand. It was on medium high, so now I have to reduce it to medium. Gotcha. Just got it. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over, clean this side, and I'm supposed to use how much butter? 4 tablespoons. Alright, we got our lovely tablespoon here. My butter. 4 tablespoons. There's a 1. That doesn't want to come out. 1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons. I love butter. You should see how much butter I put on my popcorn. I know it's bad for you, right? Too much butter is probably not good for you. And 4. But I love butter so much that I'm actually going to put the remaining chunks in there too. Bad cook. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I'm a bad cook. I mean, food is edible. Okay, so hot. Why do I keep touching that? Let's move that over there. It's on medium heat. Let's melt that butter. Like so. Num, num, num. That sure smells good. Melt the butter in the pan and reduce heat to medium. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to cut this onion up. A French style. I don't even know what that means. French cut. Somebody out there, please tell me what French cut means. Because I'm just going to cut it the way I think it should be cut. Which is like little tiny pieces. Uh-oh, I have to hurry because my butter is going to burn. So I'm supposed to add this to it, right? This should have been done already. I guess in my pre-prep, right? I guess. Oh yeah. Let me see, what does it say? Add the onions, add the garlic. Okay, I'm going to add the garlic. I'm just taking all those pieces that were on the bottom of this pan and getting them off the pan. Oh my goodness though, it does smell good. Adding the garlic. And the bay leaf. Apparently it's supposed to be a bay leaf, right? I got a bay leaf right here. Just ready to go. Well, wasn't really ready to go. A sprig of thyme. I just called it thyme. Thyme. The H is silent. Sprig of thyme. I don't even know what that means. Is that kind of the same as a pinch? Or maybe you're talking about fresh thyme. Because I don't have none of that. So that'll have to do. And a sprinkle of salt and pepper. Okay, but I'm trying to get my onions done here before the butter burns everything. Okay, that'll have to do. Let's stick these onions in there. Okay. Did it again! There should be a disclaimer on this. Something along the lines of, don't try this at home. So you might notice a difference in picture quality because my other camera, it just died. And I don't have another battery to replace the battery that's in that camera because that camera only comes with 1 battery. Unlike this camera, which comes with 3. Anyway, I'm at the point now where it says here that I'm supposed to let these onions caramelize. Takes about 20 minutes. And I think it's already been 10. I don't know what caramelize means. Does that mean that the onions are starting to fall apart and get mushy? A lot of this is just guesswork for me. Anyway, I don't want to overcook it though, because then it might start tasting burnt. So I'm just going to give it a few more minutes, and then I'm going to carry on with the rest of the recipe. Carry on with the rest of the recipe. I'm going to say that that's good enough. Now I add in the mushrooms. It's calling for 4 ounces of mushrooms, but I used canned mushrooms. Does that surprise you? And it says there's 10 ounces in the can, but I'm, thinking that at least 2 ounces, maybe more, is liquid. So I'm probably using just about twice as much mushrooms as I probably should, but I'm also using less pasta. So maybe it'll make up the difference. Anyway, adding mushrooms. And saute until the mushrooms are soft and slightly browned and the onions have caramelized. So about 5 more minutes. All right, I'll see you in 5. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. This looks pretty good. Smells really good. It's telling me now that I need to discard the bay leaf and thyme. Oh, okay. So obviously, thyme is like a leaf, like a bay leaf or something like that. If you can discard it, and I actually put in like a thyme seasoning. Oh well, I did what I did. It's too late now. I found my bay leaf. I'm discarding it. Deglaze the pan with the red wine. And I actually have red wine from Spain. Can you believe it? 1/4 cup red wine. Where's my 1/4 cup? There we go. It's called La Batalla. La Batalla. Tempranillo Grenache Cabernet. What? Oh, and Cabernet. All right, let's get that in there. I know nothing about wine, but it sounds good. All right. Ooh, that really does deglaze the pan. Okay. Being sure to scrape up all the brown bits, which I was kind of doing anyway. Yuck. I don't like the smell of it anymore. But but I'm not a wine drinker, so that's probably why. Sprinkle with the remaining flour. Uh-oh, did I get rid of the flour? Oh no, I kept it in that bowl. Okay, I'm gonna go and get the remaining flour. Oh, I'm glad I kept it. That would have sucked if I threw it in the garbage. I'll be back. Remaining flour. There we go. Right on. Okay, put that there for now. Stir it to combine. That winey smell is going away. Stir in the beef broth. Alrighty then. I'm very curious to know how this is going to taste. There's lots of things that I've been adding to this. Alright, there's the beef broth. gonna stick my face in there and smell it. I smell nothing. Okay, now what happens? Oh, I'm supposed to put in more Worcestershire sauce. 2 teaspoons. Let's do that. 1, 2, 1, 2. I am not French, obviously. I am Scottish cream. Okay. Oh, yummy, yummy. And bring to a low simmer. Okay. Did I turn that down? Mix the beef back in. Did I miss something? Nope. I thought I missed some of my ingredients here because I haven't used the cheese yet and I haven't used the sour cream yet. And I haven't used the parsley yet. So I thought that I missed something, but no. This is looking really good. Like, I'm impressed. Maybe it'll taste good. I hear laughing. Alright. I'm gonna mix the beef back in now. Like so. This is heavy. It's gonna move out of the way, but I'll just put it back there. It looks scrumptious. I wish I had my second camera set up so you can see this. It's looking pretty darn yummy. Oh, my mouth is watering. Morgan, you might be onto something here, girl. Now what? Let's simmer until the sauce has thickened and the beef is thoroughly cooked. About 8 minutes. Alright, I'll see you in 8 minutes. I'm looking forward to this one. Okay, it's been 8 minutes. So it tells me next that I need to remove the beef mixture from the heat. Alrighty then. It's still too hot. Look, it's gonna get any cooler as it sits there on medium heat. Alrighty, I moved it from the heat and add in 2/3 cup of sour cream. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't know how much 2/3 is, and none of my measuring cups say 2/3 on them. So I grabbed the next best thing and put in 3/4 cup. I don't know how much of a difference that makes, but that's what I did. So I'm going to stir that in. Num num num. I love sour cream. Oh, I wish I had my secondary camera set up for you to see how this looks. Again, my mouth is just watering. Oh. Can't really smell too much though. I hope it tastes as good as it looks. Alright, I stirred that in, and now I'm supposed to mix in the cooked egg noodles. I'm really wondering if they're all going to fit. It called for a large skillet. It's not really large, but it's the only one that I could put in the oven that I own. So, hopefully I can get it all in there. I'm a little bit nervous about that. And see, they're all sticking together, which is what I didn't want to happen. But not a whole lot I can do about that. And because this is not big enough, it's almost like I can't get them all in there. I might not be able to get them all in there. Ugh. They're all like glopped together in big chunks. I wish I could find my spoon that has like the prongs. I think it'd be easier to mix with that. I think that I'm not going to be able to put in all of those noodles. It would be ridiculous to even try. This is supposed to be able to feed 5 people. And there's 4 of us. So I think there's enough here for all 4 of us with the amount that I've put in. Because I think I just will ruin it if I add the rest of those noodles. So those will just have to go in the fridge and be used for something else another time. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think that that's enough noodles. I'm trying to get a really good spread of noodles and sauce all throughout, so that when it cooks, you don't have too much of one thing on your plate. All right, that is gonna have to do. That's just gonna have to do. All right, now what's next? Apparently, I'm supposed to top with cheese. Again, I used Gouda instead of Gruyere or Swiss, which my husband's not really fond of anyway. And I like Gouda. So hopefully it tastes just as good with Gouda. Hopefully it tastes just as Gouda with Gouda. Okay, that's dumb. I'm surprised that, because my family's home. They can hear me. But they're used to me. And they probably don't think I'm funny. And I'm going to put that inside the oven and let the cheese melt. And then when it's done, I will take it out and show you what it looks like and see what the family thinks. All right, I think we are done. Oh, that's looking good. Look at that. Yes, that is done. Not bad. It does look scrumptious. And this is what the recipe looked like online. Only thing I seem to be missing is the fresh parsley. But otherwise, not bad. So I guess we'll find out how good it tastes. Okay, since you have to go to work, hon, you should taste yours first. French onion beef stroganoff. Is the cat attacking you?
Down, kitty. It's
Whoops.
good.
It's good? You like it? What would you give it?
It's gotta be up there with like an 8 or so.
Nice. Nice. Jared's turn, because Jamie got to go first last time.
I would do Jamie. I don't want to. I want to try it.
All right. Go ahead. Don't burn your mouth, okay? Make sure you blow on it. The kitty wants some too.
I can't get it off.
Well, aren't you supposed to keep it on so you could eat it?
That's the captain's of it. Did you catch that?
I don't even know.
He's like, bleh.
Oh, really?
The noodles are good.
Do you think the noodles are good? Okay. Well, that's a good sign. All right, Jared.
I think Jared doesn't like it.
Well, he hasn't tried it yet.
I love the noodles. They taste really good.
Mm-hmm.
When you tried my chicken and told me it had no flavor, somebody commented and said that you reminded them of Macaulay Culkin in a film that they'd seen about the food being garbage.
Oh, I only got 2 pieces.
You
of
don't
meat.
like it?
Nope,
Is that
3
why you
pieces
pushed
of
it
meat.
away?
And when I smelled it, I almost threw up.
3 pieces of meat.
This is so mean.
Oh.
No, it's just the truth. I actually kind of like it.
Never. I totally feel like I'm never gonna please all of you. One day I will. You'll all like.
Hey, I kind of like the noodle.
Okay, my turn. Okay. French onion beef stroganoff. Okay, I'll try the noodles first, and then I'll try the meat.
Yeah, the noodles taste good.
Oh, it looks hot.
I think
Oh, it's good.
I think it tastes better with cheese.
No, it's really good. I don't know what's wrong with Jared.
His broken taste buds. He must not be feeling good.
It is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I would make this again for us.
Can I
When
have
Jared's not
more
home.
cheese on this? Have
I
more
like
cheese
it.
on this? Have more cheese on this?
I used all the cheese.
All right.
But there's barely
Until next
enough
week.
down